So, hello, welcome to season 2, session 5 of Blackcoats. So, we're going to be dealing with the Siege of Singsong. We're already on our way planning about what the hell is going to be going on with the shit show that we're about to experience. We've got about a day until the army of Clint O'Mal turns up in his undead horde, if indeed there is one. That's what we've been told by our Blackcoats, so surely that must be true. Nobody in the city knows you guys are Blackcoats, of course, right now. I think the only person who does is the mayor, isn't it? The mayor knows that you're Blackcoats.
I think it's more of a suspicion. I don't think we ever told him directly.
I think you may have done. I think you may.
Sangren told him if you send a message to the Blackcoats and tell it's from this guy, then they'll respond. So, but I don't think he has like official.
Let's run with that.
I think I said we should message. You should send this to send a message to Swan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Sanger said let them know it's this person, and they'll respond. Which you know. Yeah.
So it's been a few days. So as far as you know, any message would have reached him by now. Whether anyone's on their way or not, we'll see. But this is the city, so people on stream can see it. Well, on recording can see it. This is Singsong. To the bottom right, we have just off screen there the mountains. And if you can imagine going from top left to bottom right, it is an incline. So you're going uphill. And the dirt track going up towards the right-hand side of the screen is going through the mountains. So it is why Singsong so strategically valuable. It's one of the only ways to get over the mountains towards the Dominion. And the top left, we have where the army is going to come from. And of course, you can see down here, Dennis has already planned out some things. The spikes with explosives and things that he wants to do. Hold the wall there, yes, exactly. So build another wall. So there is a wall off screen. So if you guys want to do that, that would mean they have to climb up 2 walls, which is pretty cool. And with a pit in front as well. It'd be a pretty nasty thing to stick your head into, put it that way.
Yeah, and make a pungent pit between the 2 walls.
Yeah.
Vietnam War flashbacks intensify.
Yeah, as you do.
I mean, you know, like, we can, I don't imagine we have too much, but I imagine there's a derelict house or something we could disassemble to make stakes.
Yeah, I mean, if you make that request, that's not going to be denied. No one's going to say, oh, yeah, you know, you can't do that. So, yeah, I would say let's call it the nearest, well, you pick the house that's most strategically, least valuable that you want to get rid of.
I mean, you know, were there any like shacks near the wall that we really don't want stuff near the wall as well?
Maybe you could go with the first house in. You could do that. The one with the see the line of houses, the one on the far farthest left, essentially. You could do that.
Yeah.
What if we covered the spikes in the distilled water, or would that just not last?
It wouldn't last.
Distilled water is not going to last now.
Okay, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, with a siege going on, you know, you don't know how long you're going to need it for as well. So you could be holding up here for a while.
We could just make a hose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, water balloons seem better than a hose because a hose gives us a constant stream, whereas like using, let's say, skin bags or just bags of like skin to throw balloons of water, it can create the same amount of damage with less water wasted.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or you could go for little squirty bottles if you've got enough of those.
Well, we have our inventors here between the 2 of you.
Yeah, we could
Why haven't you invented us a squirty bottle in the last 2 days?
I thought I already had some of those.
He's more of an explosive guy, so I think he'd be more working about fighting the vampire lady with putting silverware into dynamite.
Nah, but you know how to work. Well, you have to be careful with that because that'll kill us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends how far you throw it.
Oh, Matt.
I'm not throwing that.
Filberto.
I was just holding my hand.
Did you ever consider that devil's bargain I offered you?
I don't remember offhand. Do you mind reminding me?
So.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
It's nothing crazy. So I can.
I happen to recall a certain group of people in one of your campaigns betraying the other campaign, killing off one of them, and nearly killing 3 more.
Yes, but you were involved in that, so you can't. You know. So So Filberto can be immune to all poisons, right? But you can no longer get drunk or high because your resistance is too high.
I'm gonna refuse that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna refuse that.
Okay.
Because I wanna get high. I wanna get fucking stoned.
Okay. So you're gonna lay off the drugs, so you're not gonna get, you're not gonna like, basically, you know, the more you do it, the less it's gonna do for you. You know what I mean? So you don't want to get your resistance to up, so you're gonna lay off it for a while and, you know, make yourself need it. So you go back and you get a good high.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't want to. I'm willing to accept being poisoned for not being able to get high.
Okay.
So
Sure.
I will reject the bargain.
Okay. Cool. So moving forwards, you guys can disassemble that shack if you want to start building a wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a very good one, and not going to be like, it's going to be about like 10 feet high, but it's a wall, and it's going to be, you know, pretty gnarly to try and get over. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll throw a pit down in front of it, so the 10 feet comes more like 15.
Yeah. So, that work is getting done. People are generally going about the business in the town. People are milling around, doing what they need to do. You have around, I would say, you know, and forgive us if you're coming from the last session to this one. The time period between the two has been quite long, so, you know, we might get some numbers wrong. You're gonna have to roll with us. I would say you've got around 150 fighting men in Singsong, ready to go. Not all of them will be very good. A lot of them will just be guys with pickaxes, and you know, and some of them will have like their grandpappy's revolver, and some of them will have, you know, they're not great, but they're there, essentially. You guys have your own men. You have about 12 left.
Yeah.
Surviving, but these are now classed as, you know, veteran warriors now. These are sharpshooters, really, really good. You know, they've survived a lot. They've gone through a lot. They're ready to go. You guys do have a prisoner who is now in the quote unquote dungeons. He's in the local jail that you brought with you. But I think he's being used as Dennis's blood bag, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
So
emergency blood supply.
I imagine there's some torture happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dennis.
that would probably constitute torture.
Dennis, I need you to roll 3 resistance checks. So we need to do 3 stoke the bloods, please. So 3 stoke the bloods.
That was, I think, mind plus devil blood, right?
Yes, and every fail, you're getting 2 stress.
D6. And I need two successes, right?
2 successes.
Okay, this
One-
one succeeded.
1 done. Yep. 5 and a 6 is a success.
Do I get something for succeeding or just something for failing?
Oh no! It just means you're sated and you're not gonna go crazy.
Ah, bummer.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
mean, not going crazy is nice, you know.
yeah, you want to go crazy later on, not now. So you're sated. The thing is, you're highly addicted to blood at this point. And you look like a vampire at this point. You have sunken skin, you have elongated canines. You're very, very, very powerful, but you're also kind of, you know, to get out of the camp, to get out of the gatekeeper's camp, you needed to essentially drain several people within a very short period of time. So right now, unless you keep up this supply every hour playing this game, you're gonna be suffering very ill effects and start to go a bit off the wall, essentially. So you guys are noticing that Dennis is a lot shorter tempered than usual. I think he played that very well in the last session. You know, like he was very short tempered. He didn't like people messing with him as much as he normally does. You know, so he's getting more and more irritable as things go. Yeah. You do know that there is magical radiation out here as well. That could be doing something to him or any of you at this point. It's kind of like being in the warp in Warhammer 40k. You know, you can start hearing things and seeing things, and your mind starts to go a little bit weird, a little bit whack. So, yeah, you don't know. You could think, oh, he's probably just doing that, or you could think, well, it's Dennis. He's always been a fucking weirdo. What are you going to do? You know, but it's up to you. It's up to your characters what you think is going on with Dennis right now. So, people around town have started to give him a bit of a wide berth, you know, because he's now resembling what he is, essentially.
I'm surprised they're even allowing him in the town.
At this point, the words "bigger fish to fry"
Gotcha.
come up, you know. He's a very good fighter, and he's already proven it once or twice, and he's a very good scout. He's been out there, and he's basically signalled out where you guys are going to be doing all of these spike traps out. He's been laying down dynamite outside, things like that, so he obviously knows what he's doing, so better to have him outside the castle pissing out than inside the castle, you know, outside the castle pissing in, you know. Essentially.
Yeah, I get you.
So people are generally just giving him a wide berth, but letting him walk around. What do you guys want to do? Sangan, you have been called away to the blacksmiths.
Yes.
So I am going to talk amongst yourselves for 1 minute whilst I sort this out, because
So my blade spear is getting sorted.
we'll see. We will see.
Hopefully, we'll find out.
Did you order
or
any
just-
cool weapons for me?
Oh, you've got your ferrite chains for one.
That's everything. You got the magic sword from the first session, and the AK-47 from the New World, and the
Those
new
are-
gun spear.
I think he got a Desert
Okay.
Eagle, didn't he? Got a Deagle from them.
I
Yeah,
got
Desert Eagle.
which is very much not a AK-47. But no, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
not
get
that good, but it's
I
something.
didn't get a magic sword. That's rakes.
All right, yeah.
Mine
But
found
you
a
did,
magic sword
you did have a magic sword, but the vampire guy also took it away. The former Blackcoat guy.
Yeah.
No, I never had I had a power saber, which is just
Yeah,
a regular sword we can get. That was just a regular sword.
I think the
a
power
slightly better
saber
one.
is some pretty expensive stuff.
Yeah, I mean it was in the original like item list from the rules.
So
But yeah, I mean he has my silver dagger. That's one thing he has.
Yeah. Did I tell you about that? Because I do think I probably would have.
I think he saw it when he was actually.
I do
I-
remember I saw him cutting an apple with it when I was in the camp. I don't know if Sangren would have seen it.
I wouldn't have seen it if you would have mentioned it to me, then I would know it by now. But I think at the time of the fight, I did not know it because for most of his bullshit speech, I was down in front of the wall.
Yeah, Dennis would probably have told it after you returned with Reek. Like, oh right, he had a silver knife looked like yours or something like that.
Although that wouldn't be too surprising since Rick's black coat and it was like a standard black coat issue silver knife, I think.
Right.
But I mean, I did ask the blacksmith to help us.
Can somebody pass me a? There should be a. Oh no, I think I've got it. There should be a template for a weapon, any weapon. I've got it. Never mind. I've got it. Sweet. Nice. Carry on.
But yeah, so.
Is that when you get a fucking magic claymore or something?
Oh, not from here. maybe a rake finds another.
What would be your go-to weapon of choice?
Honestly, probably just from his size, something like a claymore.
Fair.
But there's also. Well, let's take a look at the thing I just posted in.
Oh my.
That's Monster Hunter weapons.
Fun times.
Fancy.
Between that and the switchblade, God, I love Monster Hunter.
Wait, how big is that gun, man? Jeez, that's more like holding a 2 centimeter tank cannon.
It's basically like a gigantic lance with that fires shells out that are supposed to be like close range explosives.
Hmm.
And then there was the what was the other one? 1 second. There's
It
one
looks
other.
like it looks like a massive weapon.
It is, but that's all of the Monster Hunter weapons.
Yeah.
Like these hammers are literally the size of the people wielding them.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, the other one I wanted to show you from this is like because of
All right.
because of Dennis's idea, the charge blade, it switches between a sword and shield mode and a giant axe mode.
So if any of you want, we're about to play out a scene now. If any of you want anything, you need to come or find out a way to get to the blacksmith. So Sangon, you've been called to the blacksmith. So we'll start the scene. First scene of the session is you like walking through town, you know, shivering a little because of the cold. You're used to like the LA weather at this point, so you're like just, and you can see off in the corner, you can see Ray cuddled in a cloak, just sitting on like a stump, and he just like as he sees you, just gives you like the peace sign, and then goes back to just like being huddled up.
Yeah. It was one thing I was gonna say during the time we've had, but you know, in downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Since the weapon he's using is kind of new to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's generally experienced with all of them, but he would have asked. I don't know if Rake would have, but he would have asked Rake if he could help him spar and learn how to use this weapon properly.
You mean the deagle?
No, the blade spear.
Oh right. You mean like the what you ordered to be made?
Well, you said they had the sphere, but then it had the slot for the.
Yes, that needed to go back to them for them to make it.
Okay.
So yeah, you haven't had access to it for the last couple of days. But yeah, like when you go into the blacksmith shop, blacksmith is there and he's just toiling away on normal weapons, and you can't see your weapon anywhere that you had ordered, and he's you know dinging things out, and he's oiling certain. He stripped loads of weapons and he's oiling them and he's putting them back together. You can tell he's really overworked and kind of stressed. But it is pleasantly warm in here. And he looks up at you and says, yeah, what do you want? Oh, it's you. Yeah, sorry, I've not had time. I've had to give that project to someone else. He's good though. He's all right. Just, you know, he's a bit odd. But yeah, just head up to the mayor's office. He's got a place there, well, underneath there in the dungeons. Just go and see him. And tell him I sent you. All right?
All right. Gotcha. Do you need a hand? I don't know this blacksmithing, but I can give a hand. Keep moving things.
He's like, if you want to come back afterwards and knock me out, no problem. Yeah, no problem.
And I will, like, you know, kind of give like acknowledging nod to Rake. You know, I imagine he's sort of chilling.
Yeah, he's just chilling out.
So I'll just kind of, you know, give him a nod and head out.
He just nods and goes back to watching the blacksmith work, sitting on a stump. So you head up to the. I guess you're going straight up there to the.
Yep.
Right. So you are stopped at the dungeon door by what looks like a guy. He's wearing, you know, brown overalls, but he also has like gun belts, like bandoliers on as well. And he just like steps in front of you and says, "Sorry, sir, I'm not allowed to let anyone in the dungeon right now."
The blacksmith sent me. He said someone here. There was a shop set up under the mayor's.
He nods and goes, "Oh, you're here for Toby, right?" And he kicks the door a few times, and it opens behind him. And he exchanges a few words with the guy in there. And goes, "Go on in. First door on your left. Don't go anywhere else."
Understood. And I will head in.
Okay, so you head on in, and as soon as you go in, you can smell like burning ozone, and you know, oily stenches, and you can hear electrical snaps and bangs as you go in. And you can see right at the far end of the corridor there are several cells, but to your left there is another corridor heading towards what looks like an open doorway from which blue light is flashing.
Oh shit! Is he welding? Magic. All right, I'm gonna head where I'm supposed to, off to the left there.
Okay. So as you
But
come
I will,
around,
like, kind of shield my eyes from the very bright light that I imagine.
as you come around the corner, there is a slight man in overalls with a welding torch on, and he's welding something. It's not your actual weapon, but he's welding some other things together, and he lifts them up. And as you can see, when he lifts it up, it looks like it's a long range rifle with a scope, and he's like adjusting the scope. He's got his eye down it, and he's just like, and he puts it back down again. He goes, no, not quite, not quite. And he says, no. He puts it down, and he's talking to himself in a very modern, soulless kind of way. He's like going through everything. He's saying, no, that will never work. The trajectory on that bullet will just, no. How about a 22 round in the chamber? No, it's far too small. I can't be doing that. And he's just like going and stripping certain different weapons, and he goes, rockets, and he's like goes over to the other side of the room, and he gets this crate, and he starts like trying to lift it, and he turns around to you and says, "Give me a hand with this, will you?"
I'll nod and give him a hand. I don't know what a rocket is, I imagine, so I'll do the lifting, but
he lets it go, and you're like holding it normally. He's like, "Oh, onto the table. There's a good chap. Onto the table."
I will set it on the table, and then the blacksmith sent me. Did I get the blacksmith's name?
No, you didn't, but he'll know who it is. Like he'll go, right, yes. Hello. I'll be with you in a moment. Just wait in the corner, please. Wait in the corner. This is my area. Wait in the corner. Thank you. Brilliant.
I will wait in the corner. I don't need to get in the way of whatever he's doing. He seems very focused.
So he gets what can only be described as a rotating launcher from the wall, and he picks it up and he comes over and he plugs it in to like a power socket. And you've never seen electricity does exist, but normally you need a lot of generators and power and things like that. But he presses the button, the button. You can see the rotator just turning around. He goes, excellent. And he goes into the barrel or the crate that you got, and he gets these rockets and starts loading them into the slots. And he says, right, brilliant. And he says, you may want to stand in the other corner. This one behind. This one behind.
I'm gonna do that.
That one over there.
But
that one
something's
over there.
Definitely wrong here.
That one over there. Go stand over there. Thank you. Right.
Yes.
So
I'm concerned.
Terribly sorry. These don't have a safety. It's an on and an off switch essentially. So he turns around to the doorway and he presses the button, and a rocket sort of jams, and he goes, that's troubling. Hand me that screwdriver.
I'm gonna very tentatively hand him the screwdriver because everything he's saying, Sanger doesn't understand what's happening, but he is concerned.
So he gets the screwdriver and just like pops it in the top, and the rocket goes flying out into the doorway and just collides with the wall with a massive explosion. And the entire time you can see he's got like a smile on his face as the waft of like dirt and air hits him. And he goes, I knew it would work with enough power, enough juice. One of the guards comes in, and he says, Toby, we can't be doing this every couple of hours. You need to stop. Like just make the shit that you've been told to make, please. Just and he's like, all right, yes, okay. And he puts it down. He turns around and he says, he takes his goggles off, and you can see that he's got like, the skin around his eyes is pure white, and everything else is just like charcoal black. He says, what can I do for you? He's like, he tries to like get the goggles off of his head. Finally gets them off and slams them down on the desk.
Sanger's kind of taken a moment trying to figure out what just happened. He's seen explosives before, but I don't think he's ever seen a rocket, right?
No, he's never seen a rocket before.
Yeah.
Certainly not a rotating minigun rocket launcher.
Yes. He's getting a general idea of what's happened there, and he's very concerned. It's like, Blacksmith sent me?
Yeah. So this guy looks about 24, 25. He's quite young, but he's I'd say he stands about 5'10", quite wiry, and he looks around. He says, the ridiculous gun thing. Yes, and he walks over and says, could you give me a hand? It's just behind here.
I will
It's for
give
you.
him a hand,
Please
but
just
I will
go
give
and get
wide
it.
berth
Please just go and
to
get
the
it.
rocket launcher
Please
thing.
don't touch anything else. Don't touch anything else. Just that. Thank you. Just that.
Very much not touching anything else.
Just don't touch
Very,
anything else.
very not touching anything else.
Okay, so you get the gun blade down, and it is a spear halberd like weapon that you can actually see. It has what looks like an armature cannon built into either side of the blade. So the blade's got the full heft of the blade, you can slice with it, but it's also got the thing there. And he says, the only problem I've had is that you can't really reload it. You have to stop to reload, and if you're in the midst of combat, that might be a bit of a shitty thing to do, which is not, you have 8 shots, and he gives you 2 thumbs up. And he says, but a really happy coincidence, the blade heats up the more you shoot. And he has like a really happy smile on his face.
That sounds excellent.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I have in mind.
So yeah, well, that's more of a sword. This is more of like a spear. But for every shot you take, the armor negation of the close combat weapon rises, essentially. So it can rise by 8, which basically negates all armor because it's just this burning, brand of mischief, essentially.
It's interesting that shooting and not hitting.
Yeah, I mean, well, hitting doesn't generate
it
heat.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yes. And he says, what's your name, by the way? Because I know you're hefting this thing, and he's like, oh, hand off the trigger. They're just,
Sangern's,
again, I don't do safeties. Hand off the trigger. Just swing it normally.
Even more careful.
There we go.
With
There
the
we go.
trigger. Yes.
Hand off the trigger.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just writing in the stats. Yeah, Sangern's like, this Sangern. We came in with the refugees from Tombstone.
Ah, you're one of those crossing the mountains. Well,
Hopefully.
perhaps you can help me cross the mountains. I wish to leave here as quickly as possible. I shouldn't be here, really. Well, this is my home, but I think I can be of better use elsewhere. Mechanic shop, maybe.
With the work you've done here, I think I might be able to find you a bit of a job.
Ooh, even like a paying job?
Of course.
Huh. He says he just nods and says he extends his hand. He says, "My name's Tobias, and my friends call me Toby."
Sangren will kind of heft the blade with his left hand,
just like over your shoulder or something.
And give him a shake.
Your hand engulfs half of his arm. You shake it, and he's like, "Oh, that's rather brisk." And you let him go. He says, anything else you'd like? Grenades, phosphorus, white phosphorus. I have.
Oh yes.
He turns around and he's just looking through different crates and things. He goes, I have some grenades here. It's just twist grenades. They're always fun. And he throws them to you. There you go. There's some there.
I will almost drop the the gunblade trying to catch these, just because I'm very concerned that whatever he's handing me is going to explode.
He says, you're a jumpy young man, aren't you? You need to twist them to get them to explode. You're fine.
So
you're
these
fine.
ones have a safety.
Well, no, but don't twist them essentially, and it won't explode. But there you go. There's a few of those, and I have. Well, I am low on his ammunition, unfortunately. I probably shouldn't have used that rocket, to be fair.
Well, I know some people who can make good use of this. We have a couple of pretty adept snipers.
Right. The only quicklime and white phosphorus I have is in barrels, So you may need to take those and be very careful.
So Sangren wouldn't actually know what these things are offhand.
No.
You know, he might. So he might know them like in a particular context when he's like being taught chemistry bullshit. But
He sees the look on your face and he goes, on skin, very fat day, Bernie, and shrugs.
oh, does it need to be prepared anyway, or can you just pour it on them?
As I said, on skin, bad day, Bernie. Just shrugs
I have
again.
some people. I mean, Sangren will kind of holster the greatsword, and he'll kind of find a strap that he can use to holster it on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Take the grenades, and I imagine he's got pouches or pockets, something he can hold them in. And then he said, "All right, well, if you don't mind, then he'll take one of the barrels."
He nods and says, just one, okay, yes.
Well, one for I mean, how big are these barrels? Can Sangren take like?
You could probably take two, like one on top of the other, and but you really don't want to be breaking these.
Yeah, so Sangren's gonna take one. He's gonna say one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hand these off to someone who can use them better than me.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who might that be.
Rake? No. I mean, I would definitely trust Rake more, but Rake's. I also don't want. Yeah, so he is going to be handing them off to you and to Dennis. He'll find you two together, because Dennis is the one who keeps coming up with these murder traps. And I mean, Sangren did pitch in with the Pungent Pit, but between the two of you, I'm sure you'll find a good way of working with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you head out and you're like slightly perturbed and okay. As you
it's
walk
not
out.
slight. It's definitely not slight.
Okay. So
You look almost shell shocked.
you like Dennis and Filberto, you guys like standing around in the center of town, just like doing bits and bobs, maybe making small
standing
talk.
around next to Filberto?
Yeah, I mean, like
we were still having our bitch slapping contest.
you are, but like again, you're not like you can be in the center of town together without coming to blows, surely. So like like you guys are just standing around and doing separate things, but you do see Sangren come down with a slightly ghostly look on his face, like he's just seen something that you rather wish you hadn't.
And I assume carrying a barrel of
2 barrels.
Yeah. All right. So
I imagine, judging from what you told me about this guy, there's absolutely no markings on this to differentiate it from, say, a barrel of beer.
No.
So I'm gonna kind of wave the two, or nod the two of them over, kind of like a head nod to get them to come over to talk to both of them.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come over.
Yeah, Dennis would come over as well.
Are you guys giving each other dirty looks?
I'm just gonna.
Probably just ignoring Filberto.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna watch. I'm just still gonna watch Dennis like a hawk.
Sangren's gonna shake his head. It's like, all right, the two of you guys need to deal with this when we're not about to be under siege. But for now, I've got a project for you two that'll hopefully get your mind off of this.
Okay.
Have you heard of white phosphorus?
Yeah. Lovely
Would Dennis
stuff.
have heard of it?
The question is, how did you get hold of that?
Well, Dean, would Dennis have heard of it?
Dennis, no, because it's not his expertise. But Filberto definitely has, and it's very rare stuff. Like it's very rare.
Also, a barrel of the stuff. Like, geez, that's
barrels.
Like, knowing IRL how this can be used, it's really sad that Dennis doesn't know in character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Sangren's gonna be like, Filberto, can you explain to Dennis what it is I've got?
It'll immediately ignite on contact with the air, and it likes to stick to surfaces, and it will continue burning. It is almost impossible to put out once it's alight. It is an absolutely horrific way to kill someone.
That sounds absolutely marvelous. Though
Yeah.
how deep would it reach? Because unlike a human, just burning the skin of an undead wouldn't have much of an effect.
I think it will continue burning all the way to bone.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Dennis would
Sangren is
definitely seem
immediately
excited when he
regretting
heard
this.
how that works.
And it loves to stick to things. So it'll quite happily stick on a person's clothes or on a person's skin.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to wash off or remove.
Seems like a good idea to put it on the sides of the cliff when the enemy army approaches, but
The
also
only-
to get some into personal use in case we have to fight a tougher enemy.
Yeah.
Because if it sticks to them, it will just start burning at them. Maybe mixing some shards of silver in,
Yeah.
so the silver gets sticky to the body as
I'm
well.
gonna say you don't want to open that barrel. You open that barrel, it go boom.
And figured I had the right people for this job. And I'm gonna gently. Now that they've explained this a bit more, Sangren is even more like, oh, what the fuck did I get myself into here? Because I mean, he
This
kind of
is a bit
explained
of-
it was bad, but not like
This
that
is a bit
bad.
of an IRL note, but white phosphorus isn't actually that stupidly reactive. Like it can
not?
be. No. Like if you set it on fire, then it reacts. But if it's in air, you can actually
Okay.
find it still from World War I in beaches. It's like it looks very similar to amber
Okay,
because
so
it
you
gets
can actually
covered
put it
with
in
a
Molotov.
tiny layer of oxidized phosphorus on the surface, and
Gotcha.
it doesn't
it
react
do-
further because of that. So it's not that horrible to handle.
But it's still horror. It's still nasty shit.
Yeah, but it won't explode if you like pick it up or open the
Oh,
barrel.
okay, fair enough.
More like
Fair
that.
enough, my
If
bad.
once you set it on fire, then it will burn.
Yeah, it seems like a nasty shit though. It is literally a war crime in a barrel.
Yeah. So
What makes it
Sangren's
fun?
gonna set the two of it between you two and says, "All right, you two can figure out how to deal with this, get it working.
Yeah.
Don't be stingy with it. I have a feeling I know where we might be able to get more. We need to survive this first. And if we survive this, I'm gonna regret this immensely. But I have a madman to introduce you guys to.
Oh, this man actually can make the damn stuff. Good lord, that's.
I have no idea. I don't want to know. All I know is this is the first time I've been more concerned about somebody than the two of you.
Huh, this is some gourmet. I'm just gonna look at it and just be like, yeah, he must have some fucking gourmet shit down there. I want to meet this man. He's already got my attention.
One thing at a time. Let's survive this first.
Yeah, Dennis, I agree. Yeah, I was gonna go start making some ammunition, incendiary ammunition, but I think we should use some of that white phosphorus. Just sprinkle a little bit of that in the ammunition. Well, actually, that might explode. That might explode in the barrel. Yeah, definitely white phosphorus grenades.
Yeah, definitely some grenades and some for personal use in case with silver in case we need. Dennis would want some because he plans to fight the vampire lady.
Yeah, fair enough.
Once the thing starts. And as for the undead, some very tiny sticky ones would be very useful.
Yeah. Yeah,
Other thing that would be actually useful, would they have pig fat or oil of any sort in this? Because boiling oil and pouring boiling oil over the walls is definitely a classic.
Oh, gotta love. Oh, the smell of war crimes in the morning.
Like, I think there is like pig fat and things like that, yeah, around the place, but like, I wouldn't
Let's
say.
go boiling oil poured on enemies. Let's instruct the locals.
Yeah.
Doable.
Yeah, is there any way to put... So, can we get up that cliff at all? Even partially up the cliff?
Yeah,
It's
you could
easier
definitely.
from this side.
Yeah, you could definitely get up the cliff. You wanted to like go climbing up there. It's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, are there any like little like ledges or walkways or something already halfway up? Like we don't need to be high up. We just somewhere with some vantage point.
So let's have a little look. So if we're going on the map of the area. Let me just go
Yeah.
up here. So if you're looking at the place in the bottom left, is that what we're looking at? The elevator. You can climb straight up there from where you are. It's not going to take very long. It's going to take you like 20 minutes. But you need like hearty dudes to get up there, grappling hooks and stuff. But you can get up there.
I meant on the shelf to the north. There's like a little shelf.
That's pretty much vertical. So so wherever you can see where Dennis actually pointed out in the bottom left, you can actually stand up there. Everywhere else that's sort of rocky is vertical essentially.
Gotcha. There aren't any little catwalks or something up there.
No, really, not ones that you'd want to set your footing on whilst you're firing a weapon.
Oh no. But I was wondering if somebody wanted to be suicidal enough to stand up there and lob something down. I might task some, task the village idiot or whatever, the one that has them.
Well, we could get some of the prisoners if we put them up there. They can't get down easily.
But do we want
and
to?
And let's say if they survive, they get to get their freedom. If they try to flee, it's a really easy spot to shoot them from.
Yeah.
I mean,
we should go to the mayor to ask him if that's a possibility, because there is that fancy ledge I marked in.
Yeah.
I marked in green to be good for sniping, but it's also not very protected. And we could put the prisoners there, because if they try to run, it's also an easy spot to shoot them by our own.
I'd almost say put the prisoners out front or out on the wall.
Well,
you have to keep in mind that if they die, they become corpses for the army of the enemy.
Yeah,
you were fighting a necromancer. Keep in mind, we need to get rid of corpses as fast as possible. If anyone dies on our side, we have to instruct the locals that if any of their friends die, you instantly burn the corpse. Yeah. Because while the undead will rise because they're immune, as far as we understand, the guy's necromancy actually doesn't work if the corpse is destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also one thing, we have the long fuses, right? So you could do some sort of long fuse to separate the phosphorus from the wall, and just kind of make a little like a little mortar launcher thing, almost just kind of chuck them off the walls a little bit without having to put people up there who might fuck it up.
The other fun thing about phosphorus is that once you burn them, this is an out of character notice, but Fulbert would probably know. Once you burn it, it becomes a gas that, when combined with water, becomes an extremely strong acid, and that acid also makes stuff burn easier.
Glorious.
So I definitely don't want prisoners handling that.
Yeah.
Because they might decide to throw their lot in with the person trying to kill the people
But the thing is, it would be best to launch the phosphorus first, then launch water over it to make it into the acid, and then launch just normal fire molotovs, because the phosphorus would also make the skin burn easier.
Ah, nice. Good stuff.
All right, so what's the final plan for the white phosphorus then?
Can we do mortars then?
Yeah.
Would that work?
And for Dennis's personal use, some phosphorus silver shard Molotov cocktails.
When we're talking mortars, are we talking launching dry, or are we talking firing it out of a cannon?
I think I wouldn't trust it firing out of a cannon. I meant some sort of just a small charge that kind of just poofs it, with a lot of padding, or throwing, but Dennis or I throwing, because we have we can throw it further.
Okay, so there are launchers here just to hurl rocks at people. Yeah. So you could actually use one of those, but it would have to be on the ground level. They're not going to be able to get it up onto the ledge. So what you're told by the either the blacksmith and people standing around is, we can do that, but we're going to have to put it in the square, and we'll send out a few test barrels that are weighed down just to see where it's going to land, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, could we not put it on a tower, on a building?
Again, you can't lift these things up off the ground. No, they're too heavy. There's not enough time to disassemble them and then make them again.
Yeah, okay, I'd say that is probably okay. We want to be absolutely sure before we load.
Yeah, those are the risks. Those are the risks.
I mean, we could wad them as well, you know.
Yeah.
So that I mean, I would let you guys, oversee the tests or anything. Sangren wants to learn to use this. I mean, he's not really of any help with this. If you guys need him to lift something, he'll come. He'd much rather get some time in learning to use this weapon with, and preferably if Rake is up for it with him. You know, maybe help him build up a sweat and get warm.
Yeah, Rake's up for it. Like he'd spar with you. When you're sparring with Rake in the center, like you find like a little place to go and do your thing. He actually brings you to a rooftop of one of the houses that he's commandeered.
Sparring with Rake.
And you know, he's like, you can tell even with the new weapon. I mean, you're not that skilled with it, but you're good with heavy objects. You know, you're trying to, but you keep trying to like not hit the fire mechanism. You know, as you're trying to get used to that. He just way outclasses you though. Like he's not even where you're swiping the weapon most of the time. And
Sangren wants to learn more of the finesse side of this rather than just always just hitting things.
Yeah, so like you're with the right guy. You're trying to hit him. You're not, but you're trying to hit him with the flat of your blade, and he's not even got his blade out. He's using the scabbard because obviously he doesn't want to dull the blade, so he's just like turning it aside, and tends to be just using just the right amount of leverage to knock you off your feet a few times or just put you off balance. And then calmly put the scabbard to the back of your neck or something, as you're off balance. But you're learning, and he grunts a few times like, yeah, and like he's happy that you know around about what you're doing. So what we'll do is we will roll. Go and roll for me. Let's do. Let's do 4 combat checks. So do 4 attacks with your new weapon.
Okay. Should I do them 4 separate times, or I'll just do it all at
4
once?
separate times.
Okay, so that is 11.
Each success will be a point you may put into a new weapon specialization called Gunblade.
Okay. So I'm just gonna tell you right now that there's a decent chance that there's a lot of that. Am I gonna get my giant with my?
No, because you're doing finesse and you're not trying to push through things.
All right. It is a strength weapon, but am I using swiftness instead for this particular
You're
one?
using swiftness instead, if that's the way you want to use the weapon.
Yeah. I mean, he's still doing his strength, but he is trying to learn the finesse. So I think swiftness is fair.
Okay.
It's few less points, but so that'd be 9 total.
All right.
Instead of 11. 1 second.
So we'll see if you get enough in each attack to get some skill points.
Oh, that is
None on the first one.
Yeah.
It's going to be 5s and 6s, by the way, regardless of what.
I'm on swiftness, so it doesn't count I'm not over 6 on it. That's a couple of 5s.
1 for the second one. Yeah.
I'm not rolling great today. I'm glad we're getting these out the way early. Because
that's a lot of ones.
There it is.
2.
Oh my god,
There it
that
is.
roll.
2 for the third
There.
one.
2.
So you get 1 now, and then another 1. So we got 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, 1 for each full round of successes.
Yeah.
Okay, that was. Yes, that's fine. And yeah, there we go.
So you have 3 skills in Gunblade so far. So there you go.
All right. You said 4 rounds, yeah?
Yeah. So you know you're getting, you had quite a lot of skill in these types of weapons anyway. So let's just say that you've just transplanted it across, and you're like, okay, I'm not as good with.
That now matches my swordsman skills.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm pretty good with this. Dennis, you were saying something just before we started that segue there.
I don't remember at least anymore.
Okay, so does anyone else want to go and see our esteemed insane mechanic or wherever his?
I will.
Okay.
I mean, I will. I would go to act as just because I want them focused for a bit. I'm not telling them where the mechanic is, but I will say, I will kind of describe some of the other things he has that I saw and said, Like, and I will be very blunt on this. It's like, look, if you go in there, I know you're not coming out until after the siege is over and they burn the building down around you. So
And do you tell me about the rotating rocket launcher?
I will have mentioned it to the best of Sangren's ability to describe a thing that he really doesn't want to remember.
My eyes are gonna widen at that.
That's why Sangren didn't want to remember. So Sangren will say, like, look, focus on this for now. I'll talk to him, see what he,
is this your madman?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's basically explained that, the madman has a bunch of terrible things and doesn't want you guys to meet him yet, for obvious reasons.
If you head on in there, the guard's gonna say, as you walk up, he says, "You for Tobias?"
Oh no! I'm not bringing Filberto. Filberto cannot meet this man until later.
Okay, cool. So you're Sangan, you're coming back, and he says to you, "You're for Tobias."
Yep.
Can you get him to not fire any more of that stuff in there?
Sandgren's got a bit of a haunted look in his eyes as well. I think the guard and I have a moment.
Yeah, can you get him to not fire any more of that stuff in the corridors?
I really hope so. Like, I imagine Sangren does have like a sheen of like, ash from the last explosion still.
Indeed. So you head on in, and Tobias is there working away, and he says, "Zah, you're back."
Oh yes, they're going to put very good use to your phosphorus.
Oh, hopefully not too much use. Oh, step off that, please. Step off that.
He's very, very hastily going to step off whatever it is.
There's like a pressure plate there. He says, "I'm just testing something out. Don't want you to be the man you test dummy there." Or are you in the market for a job right now?
I mean, I'm happy to help with any preparations to get us into a better position here, but
in terms
I'm gonna need a lot more information.
In terms of explosions, how, on a rating of 1 to 10, how would you describe your ability to deal with said explosions?
Tanger just kind of pauses and like stares at him like sideways and like. So I mean, Dean, out of character, vampires are pretty
flammable. Yes.
Yeah.
Very flammable.
So not great.
Not great. Cacophonic explosions, blast explosions. You're fine. Yeah. I mean, obviously not fine, but like you're
I'm
pretty
better
beefy.
Than a normal person.
Yeah, you're pretty beefy. But like, if it's got flames involved, you're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, as with most people, I'm pretty flammable. I'd like to not be burnt alive, thank you.
Perhaps not then. Do you see the plug by the pressure plate below you? Can you just unplug that, please?
Angern's gonna look carefully and try to be in a very much the direction that plug is not facing.
Yeah, let's plug it. So, yeah, as you do that, he says, I prepared a surprise in case any of our esteemed guests who are about to come into the city wanted to come into my workshop, but luckily, the power wasn't on. He smiles at you and goes back to what he was doing. It looks like he's making like, these grenades. He's like shaking things like liquidy inside the grenades. He's like, perhaps not.
Tobias, real quick, can we try to limit the explosions in the lab? I'm worried about the structural integrity of this place. You do not want this building crashing down on you, do you?
Not particularly.
Let's limit. Let's limit.
Okay. Well, here he like throws you the grenade and says, "Now this one has no safety." But
this is just like a bone deep sigh.
But if you hold it at a 90-degree angle, the chemicals will not mix and the grenade will not go off. So technically, it is a safety.
I don't think that counts.
Well, just don't shake it.
I'm being very careful to hold this at exactly 90 degrees. Like, exactly. You could put a level on that thing and it would be...
If you're going to put it in your pocket and avoid running and any sort of strenuous exercise, but yes, if you wish to use it, shake and throw. Like a baby.
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh.
The more I hear of this man, the more I approve.
I know, that's why Sangren's getting more worried that he can't ever introduce you guys. He's already said too much. So Sangren's kind of like, alright, also, are you planning on using your rocket thing?
No, but I only have 5 rockets left, so you may have it if you wish. It needs to be plugged in, though. Oh, hang on, 1 second. And he goes into his drawer, and on the drawer it has mundane stuff and a really sad smiley face on it. And he opens it up and goes, battery pack, and he gets it out and like slides it across. Says, plug that in, and you'll be good for the 5 shots. But beyond that, it'll probably be drained.
Okay. Well, I have somebody who can. I think I know who would make good use of it. How accurate is it? How far is it accurate to?
Well, considering I've only tested it from here to that wall over there, I do not know. I would assume that everything that I make is at least mildly usable. So.
Alright, Sangren's like,
Yeah,
alright.
the rocket launches will be fun. But honestly, we could give them to the just normal population because it's easy to use. Just aim it and shoot.
Until somebody accidentally points it down.
Yeah, I don't think they're that stupid, but we could give it to the veterans we have from the previous battlefield.
Yeah, if I'm gonna give it to anybody, I'm gonna give it to the scout that was proved to like A, competent sniper, B, a competent person. C, not a lunatic.
That's probably a good point. He says, do you have anything else that you need? I've noticed no one comes in for my new ponchy things. I have lots of ponchy things, and no one seems to be. He turns around in his chair, and he's just looking around, and it's right. He gets this like crate. He says, actually, would you terribly mind again? Would you mind?
Wait. Is this crate gonna explode if I set it down wrong?
No. Just sharp things.
Okay. What do you mean by as he lifts it? He's like, what do you mean by paunchy thing?
Well, hang on. I do remember I did put something in there. Just 1 sec. Just put it down nice and slowly.
Freezes.
Nice and slowly.
Freezes.
Nice and slowly.
Very
just
slowly.
nice and slowly. Just put it down.
Completely freezes and
There we go. There we go. He reaches inside and he gets up this knife, and he goes, "This one explodes," and he puts it aside. He goes, "Right now you may pick up the crate."
Banger just takes a moment, like with his hands on his hips, and just like, really, buddy? Really? Exploding knife? I don't know how that was gonna work, but okay.
Well, you can.
Why did I ask? Like Sangren has this look on his face, like, why did I ask?
You can slam this into a piece of wood or even a piece of furniture, and then twist the handle to a certain timer. When the timer runs out, it then explodes.
How long is the timer?
He looks at it and says, 3 milliseconds.
And how does one get away in 3 milliseconds?
I haven't worked that one out yet.
Would
Work
you
in progress.
Extend the timer? 5-10 seconds?
I could try.
Just 5 seconds, or even 3 seconds. 3 seconds, you stab and you move away.
Well, no one's perfect. All right, just pick up the crate.
Oh,
and
no.
let's...
I'm not. Just thoughts. Just spitballing ideas.
Mm-hmm.
When
When you pick up this crate, when you look in, you can actually see, you're looking down there, and there's like daggers. There's like daggers with poison injectors on them. There's all sorts of different odds and ends. But you do see two
needles, as far as Sangren's concerned.
You do see 2 daggers with like sort of round rings at the end of their hilts. So almost like something you can like hang on a wall or something. But they do look very dark. You could swear that's ferrite. You could swear it's ferrite.
To like, I'm gonna say, I'm like kind of, I wanna keep him happy so he doesn't blow anything up, getting too excited. I was like I know you'll get, you'll definitely get the daggers, the dagger. You know, I mean I've seen what you've done with, well, between the lance and the rocket launcher. Also, and I'm gonna take out the 2, kind of gingerly take out the 2 daggers. Where did you come across these?
He says, "Oh, I don't know. They were here when I got here. Found them in this workshop. I think it used to be a master smithy who worked in here at some point."
Do you mind if I, do you need these for anything?
No.
Okay. Sangren will probably take, we'll help, help himself to these if he's not gonna put Tobias isn't gonna do anything more insane with them.
He just shrugs and goes back to working on some more grenades.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, Tobias.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, structural integrity. He's gonna point to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, you're doing great work. I will, get these along to the people who can use them best. Are you okay in here? Do you need anything?
A glass of orange juice would be nice.
I will. You know what? I'll get you that. I mean, he's done enough for us. Sandgard will get him a glass of orange juice.
Yeah, no, it's just of all the things that he's asking for, it's just the odd simplicity of his request.
I will get him a carafe of orange juice.
It's going to break your heart. I don't think there are any oranges in the premises. We are in they're not exactly in season in the depths of winter.
I'll tell him. You know what? If I can't find any here, when we go, I'll make sure to get you as much orange juice as you want.
He nods and just looks up and says, "Splendid, splendid," and just goes back to you can see like he's opened like one half of the grenade and he's pouring in he's pouring in but then tapping the thimble and you see there's like white phosphorus going into the other end. Like it's like a.
Aaron is backing out of that room.
Yeah,
Slowly.
It's not in contact with the air, but it's like it's going into a funnel straight into the grenade. So as you walk away, you can hear him just like whistling along as he's making his new grenades.
So like Sangren's gonna like have a moment where he just kind of has to like compose himself when he's outside. It's like, and just turn to the guard and say, hopefully, fewer explosions. Hopefully.
As you say that, he just closes the door behind you and just puts down a bar so no one's getting in or out.
Sanger composes himself and then heads off to go find our sniper buddy from Tombstone.
Yep. So he's around.
I assume you are limbering this massive rocket launcher. Just
yes. I imagine that Philberto and Dennis at some point see this while they're playing with their phosphorus and end up following behind him like a puppy dog.
Yeah,
That is very possible.
Yeah, I'm just going to be, almost creaming my pants right now as you're walking around with something like that.
Not a melee weapon, so Dennis is not that interested, but still interested.
You did hear the description of it.
Yeah.
Because Philberto asked what other goodies, so you would have heard a general description from a layman of what this thing does.
Yeah. It shoots rockets. And it's seemed
not
to be
that we necessarily know what rockets are, but it basically shoots a giant exploding bullet.
Would I know what a rocket is?
No, rocketry at this point in the setting isn't really a thing. So this might be the first rocket ever.
Wasn't a thing.
Yeah, in the setting. To be fair.
Fair. To be fair, I would have heard of large explosive shell rotating
Sangre couldn't have given you that much. He said it shot a big exploding bullet at the wall, and it had 5 more.
That
So-
still sounds good enough.
When you get to your sniper friend, he's already on the little sniper's nest, and he's like getting stuff ready. He's getting ammunition up there. They got like a chain of guys, pulling stuff up and making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And he says, "All right, boss. What the bloody hell's that?"
Well, and I'm just kind of like, as I'm kind of unlimbering it, I feel like I almost have to like smack Phil Barrett's hand off of it. No.
Yeah.
Like, then I can give him the general explanation, like of how rockets seem to work as far as Sangren has, from Sangren's first-hand experience.
Mhm.
And it's like as much as this one definitely wants to give it a try, I feel like it would probably be safest in your hands.
He just nods and says, "So what do I do with it?" You notice he's got it like pointed the wrong way around. He's looking down.
Yeah, I mean, I did explain that it does shoot the giant exploding bullets. Well,
Oh right. So yeah. So he like looks in the barrel. And goes, "Oh right." Sort of. Oh okay. So he like gets it. He starts like he packs it underneath his arm and tries to he's like trying to aim it like that. And then eventually he's like, oh, maybe it just fits. Oh, it's snug, right, on his shoulder. He's like, oh, and there's a cushion underneath. Right, okay. So he's getting used to it. And he says, so I just press this button.
Oh, wait. There's no safety.
Oh, right.
The person who built this does not believe in safeties. Speaking of, like, Sangren this whole time has been holding this grenade in his other hand, like his left hand, perfectly level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to turn towards Dennis, because this is a very Dennis thing. Dennis? You see what I'm holding here?
I certainly see it somewhat.
Okay. The same person built this. As long as you hold it level, these chemicals don't mix, and then I don't know what they do. I'm assuming they explode.
May I have a look?
This one's mine.
I would let him look, but not take it from me. Cause
Okay.
I don't trust Filiberto not to get carried away and turn it sideways looking at it.
Can I recognize the chemicals from the description?
You can sort of see them inside. You can't really recognize them. But you do note that every single time they lap up to the side and touch each other, there is a lot of heat being generated from the from the grenade.
Interesting.
Dennis,
Definitely not sounds like anything I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as it explodes, so yeah, Dennis takes it and keeps it somewhat level.
Somewhat
Dennis,
level?
Dennis, more level. Like, Sangren is very, very particular about this grenade.
Yeah. Okay.
But he also doesn't want to hold it for any longer than he has to.
So is Dennis being nonchalant about it? Like, because let's be honest, he doesn't really know that much about technology. So is he like,
he does know enough about explosives to know that not to shake it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the easiest way to keep something level is to just tie like a bit of rope to the middle of it and let it hang, because then it's level on its own, so he'd probably do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that would look very nonchalant, but it would not be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Sangren has gone almost ashen. So, like, you saw him look a bit haunted when he came back from the last test. But, between the exploding knife and other things, he's definitely gotten a little bit more concerned. So it's like Sangren's like looking at him like, for the love of God, please. It's like just be careful. This is probably the most spooked that they've seen Sangren, aside from being disemboweled almost.
So like you see Dennis like hangs a bit of rope by his belt and then hangs it down there and right in the middle, and it's spinning around, but it's not like it's not going either way. So it looks like quite a good fit. Like unless he like kicks it or something, and then he's in trouble. But aside from that, he's all right.
I'm just gonna go. You need to introduce me to this man.
And
he's a man after my own heart.
And I will. Eventually. I do not need you any more distracted than I've already made you.
All right. So, do you want to discuss the suicide bomber horses, or is that something?
Because the thing is, we can't probably use horses in any meaningful cavalry way, but we can probably tie up their eyes and send them charging in one direction with explosives tied to them.
Angern's going to immediately be against that.
I'm going to also be against that. We might need the horses.
Yeah, fair enough if we need to escape, but on the other hand, if we need to escape, then we
They're
lost
also,
to begin with.
you vampires, they're also a food source.
True.
So are people.
Also for humans, yeah, too, but they are also food source.
So let's not blow up our horses. We also
Fair enough. What do they
guys,
have pigs here? Because we can't ride away on pigs, but if they have pigs, you suicide pigs.
Food.
Do you really think the
Sanger's gonna be
siege
like,
will
"Awesome,
last that
awesome."
long?
Oh, we're hoping the siege is gonna be over in about a day, one way or another.
Yeah.
So suicide pigs sound like a smart idea.
So Dennis, you actually do another vampiric stoking, please.
Man, I'm doing them often.
All right. So you can, as you're talking and you're making your point, you know the preparations are kind of done, but you're making your point. No. We can get some pigs and just like set fire to them, and as you're doing that, you can feel a tug in your heart, a really big one, and it's a feeling you felt before. It's that it's that vampiric.
Oh, your girlfriend's here.
It's that vampiric sensing. They're here. They're literally a mile away.
Do I specifically sense the lady or do I sense the army?
Both.
Okay, so I relay that information. They are here. If they're a mile away, how long until they arrive?
3 minutes. 2 minutes.
Oh, God. Okay, I definitely relay the 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Get to your stations, panic and stuff.
For like the outriders to make it here, because that's real fast.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing you're gonna find out in a minute. But
That's
anyway,
3 kilometers. That's over 30 minutes on foot. I'd guess it would be at least 10 minutes by horse, or 15 minutes by horse.
So, when I said a mile away, I'm thinking, general guessing, like you're guessing where they are. They could be anywhere between a mile and a couple of 100 meters, essentially.
Yeah.
But they're over there.
Would there not have been villagers, townspeople on the walls already?
Yes.
Yeah, or scouts saying it also.
Yes. Well, the scouts are all calling back, saying that there's a rather large cloud that seems to be coming towards them. But they don't know,
Sangern's gonna to the shouts of the clouds coming. They're here. Sangern's gonna do like his big, authoritative, military voice and be like, "They're here."
Okay. So.
And no fear, just to get people into their positions.
So everyone runs to their positions. Everyone's getting ready to go. So.
A small reminder: Dennis would keep in mind to stay out of line of sight of Filberto, so stay behind buildings, inside buildings, stuff like that.
Oh, really? You're that paranoid?
That's paranoid, just in case.
Fair enough.
So, they are coming from the top left. Who was going up to have a little look at what's going on? Because you can see Rake is like striding in, and he's actually climbing up the sheer cliff face wall, and he's just climbing up there, just going on his own.
I don't know that Sangern could do that.
No.
I won't, because I want to supervise. I'll supervise the catapult.
Okay. So you supervise the catapult, which is very near. If you can see where the market square is very near there.
Yeah.
Very near there.
So they've had time to complete the test fires and such.
Yes. They've had a full day to do that. Yeah. So they've had a good go of it.
Was Rake involved with doing the test fires?
No.
Can Rake, if Rake's going up, can he give us will he have any means to give us a signal?
I mean, he could probably just shout down.
Yeah. Is it loud? Well, yeah.
He's up there. He finds you can see where he's up there. He finds a tiny nook, 100 feet up, or maybe 120 feet up. Nestles himself in and sits there and folds his arms and looks out. And he looks down to you guys, well, from what you've seen, and he catches your eye and he gives you that. Puts his hand out and does a I don't know, wiggle of his hand, could go either way.
Fair enough. I'll
Anger's
wait.
gonna nod and call and do like a hand signal to like or he might just call out because their hand signals aren't that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one question: have the uh, corpses that Dennis planted like some sessions back within the food carts and like hidden and stuff? Have they caused any disruptions within the army?
You
Because they were
wouldn't
like,
you wouldn't know. That's not information that you would just know. So so far, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll
okay,
see. So from where Rake is, you can see he looks down to you and he says he puts 5 fingers up and then another 2 fingers, and then sorry, another 3 fingers,
Okay, so 53
or it could be 8.
or 8. Is he counting down at all?
No, he's giving you the 2 hands, 5 digits on one finger, 3 digits on another, and keeps doing that.
He's doing them
53.
separately.
No, he just keeps doing it. He keeps doing it. He just holds it up steady.
Fair enough.
Sangren's gonna kind of climb up the closer wall that we have, the one on this side of the Pungent Pits, and take a look. And we have some snipers up on that ridge and such, right?
Yeah.
Sangren's gonna, Rake's, from his experience, was Rake's hearing pretty good?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I figured like he's the only one who hears as well as Dennis and I. So I'd say, all right, call out just loud enough for Sangren to hear him. If you can let us know when to, try out our new mortars.
Gives you a thumbs up.
I'm gonna go back to Filberto or lean back to Filberto and say, wait for Rake's signal on the mortars.
Yeah, I'll nod. I'll cast a nod.
All right, so you can
gonna limber up and get ready.
You can hear something hitting the wall on the outside wall, and you can hear the wood start to bend and break, not on the inner wall, but on the outside one that leads to the pit towards the second wall. And for a while, like a few of the guys climb up the wall and they're looking back and saying, when do we fire? There's like 20 of them there. Like, when do we fire?
Are they not as do they see anything?
Yeah. Can they have line of sight? I'm gonna tell them, I'll call up to them. Pick your shots, save the ammo. Try to hit the bandits first. They'll be able to, they'll be the only ones who can fire back at you.
Yeah.
Bandits? I thought that we basically killed every single human living follower he had last battle.
No, there were still a couple dozen. If I recall,
10...
there were still like 35 left.
Yeah, out of 800. Or 1,000.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 35 out of like 200, and then
It was something like that. Yeah.
So I
Something
assume
like that.
I assume the necromancer would send out the waves of the undead first.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to have them pick their shots, because the bullets aren't going to do too much against the undead. It's like if you do get a clear shot at one of the corpses, the only thing that's going to matter is if you hit him in the head. By the way, that was correct, right? I'm not misremembering.
Yeah, it will drop them for a while. Yeah.
Aim for the head.
Yeah, but don't use your ammo. Don't use all your ammo on them. It's not going to get rid of them entirely.
Okay, so your snipers are set up on the alcove on the bottom left. So those are your main guys, like your crack troops from Tombstone, and of course all of the shittier guys are on the wall, the second wall, overlooking the ditch. And behind them, you can see all of the irregulars, so all of the normal guys are milling around, ready to fight as people come through the wall. And behind them is the artillery, of course. And then up on the wall, you have Rake as well, overlooking everything. So
I'm just going to tell the snipers on the wall. It's like, when they come through the first wall, take your shots, but take your shots as best you can. And when they start reaching the wall, if they look like they're gonna start getting through it, move back to the houses and start shooting from up on top.
Okay. So,
out of curiosity, where do we pre-aim the artillery?
well, that's up to you. As long as you can tell me where you're aiming it, I can make it happen.
I would plant it I've planted it about 10 meters away from the front of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Far enough that it would.
Second wall.
The first wall.
The first wall away from us, right? The first wall they hit.
Yeah, the first wall they hit. So the outer wall, about 10, 15 meters away from the outer wall. It'd be far enough that it shouldn't set it alight. Basically.
Okay, you can do that.
It would hit the main block of the force, basically.
I mean, yeah. I imagine Rake would signal when it's crowded enough that it's gonna make a difference and not just the.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to trust him on that one. Just trust if he can.
Shambling mounds, yeah.
So yeah, okay. So finally, you can hear like the gunfire's ringing out as the irregulars are firing. These are the best shots of the people in Singsong, and they're pretty good. But the outer wall does collapse, and what you can only hear the undead surging in, and they start filling up the trench with their own bodies. They're not just like throwing themselves down there, and so the trench starts to fill up with bodies very, very slowly.
I'm gonna look at Rake immediately.
He just shakes his head.
Sangren's gonna call Roberto about Dennis about, because we had like water skin sort of like water balloon things, right, with the purified water. If we could chuck some of so those bodies just when we were hitting the corpses that were resurrected by the magic, they pretty much dissolved almost immediately.
Yeah, they started dissolving. Yeah.
So if we throw some of them into the pungent pit, we can make the pit last a bit, be a bit more effective, right?
Yeah, if you want.
Possibly. Just remember, first phosphorus, then water.
Well, we want to save the phosphorus for a bit.
Yeah.
We want to save the phosphorus for a little further on, when the main body of it is. But I just want the pungent pit to slow them down a little more, so they have to group up.
So okay. So we'll do a compromise on that one.
I imagine we have more water.
So
than we have phosphorus.
So you're not using loads of water. You're only losing a bit of it just to get down the numbers a little bit. So they do start throwing down like water balloons and stuff just down there, and things do start melting, and eventually there is a horn sounded, and the undead retreat back, just out of range of the gunners. So the first wall is down, the second wall, the trench is halfway filled, and nothing happens for a good time. Does anyone want to go up to the wall and have a look out, see what's going on? Because anyone who can see is Rake at the moment.
I'm gonna signal to Rake and be like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Well, he can't tell you.
Oh no, but I'm just gonna look at Rake and he's just gonna be like,
He's just gonna shrug, like, what do you want me to say? There's too much going on for me to tell you from up here in hand signals.
I mean, Stangard's not really doing anything down here particularly. Is there maybe further back? Would there be some where we could have used the climb up? Because I know they wanted to set some stuff up to collapse the cliff.
You can do. I mean, you can also just climb up the first wall you've got. You can look out there, if you want to.
Stangard's been kind of up on top of the wall watching.
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough. So if you're already there, then you can already see what's going on. So as you're... Dennis, are you up there as well? And whereabouts are you?
You would probably be behind the wall for now, because there's really no point being on the wall yet. Also, easy target for certain snipers.
And Filberto, whereabouts are you? You're with the artillery, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still camping with the artillery.
Okay. So, the undead move. They sort of part, and you can see Clint O'Mal strides forward, and he has what looks like a gnarly-looking scar on the right-hand side of his head, just arching backwards, and he's got an eye patch over his right eye. And he looks pretty pissed. Looks pretty annoyed. And next to him is a pale-skinned woman in overalls and in like a black shirt and all black and bandoliers, everything, and that gets your ire up a little bit because anyone wearing black who isn't a black coat is a direct insult to you and your profession essentially. So the fact that this guy's given her the honor of wearing black just like spits on everything you honor. And Clint O'Mal clears his voice and says, people of Singsong, I'm only going to say this once. We want to pass through. That's it. You are harboring 3 fugitives from my people who owe me a lot of lives. Or unlives, as the case may be. Give us up those 3 people. They've just arrived in town. And let us walk straight through. And we'll leave you be.
Sangren's gonna turn to the people around him and say, he says this every time. We didn't believe it then. I wouldn't suggest believing it now.
So
he was attacking the village of Tombstone with his Sangren emphasizes his zombies.
Yes.
Well before we arrived.
So the mayor is there with you, and he's near the market with Filberto at the back of the fighting. But he comes forward, and he says to you, Dennis. He says, why do they want you? What's going on?
I do take him into the back for a bit, and he tried to talk to him privately and say it rather plainly, because we stopped him the last time, and the time before. Oh, and that scar on his face? My friend over there made it.
Yeah.
So he wants us because we're the only ones who can actually protect you.
Yes.
So
and we're the only ones to stand up to him.
Somebody else from the crowd says, but what happened to Tombstone though? Could we walk there now? Is it still there?
It's still there.
All right, that's a lie. So you're gonna have to try and convince.
I am gonna believe.
Because it literally wiped off the map essentially, but you can.
I would just point to the. I'd say it is still there, and point to the remaining rangers or whatever that are still.
Alive. Right, so now
it is still here.
Do a charisma check, but add 6 dice. That was really quick thinking.
Yeah.
So do a charisma check, try and rally the people.
How many dice extra?
6.
That'll basically be.
That'll make it 6.
I'll make it 6. Oops.
Oh. Well, doesn't that count mind as well?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big brain time.
Oh, that's a lot of dice suddenly.
Yep, that's a lot of dice.
This would count your big brain. Yeah, okay.
I can add another 3 dice on top of that.
So you have 10 seconds, go. Give your speech.
Okay, so, yes. We're the remnants of Tombstone, and we will stand with you as brothers. Brothers against this vile monster that will murder and slaughter you all, and then raise him for his army as he conquers the south. This madman needs to be stopped.
As you finish that, what the guy's called Simon, your sniper guy. Yeah. He says, "You want to know where Tombstone is? It's here." And he stamps his foot on the floor on the dust up in the sniper's nook. He goes, "Those of us who are left are here, and none of us would be here if it weren't for these 3. So if you want to live," he just shrugs and looks down his sight again. And the mayor nods and turns back and says, he looks at you, Sangren, and says, "Whatever he says, delay him. We can get more ammunition, more people to the front. Delay him as much as you can, but don't accept anything." And he walks to the market, and you can see people standing a little bit straighter and a little bit like, okay, it's do or die. No, we can't go anywhere. Well, we can go through the pass, but we can't all get through there. So,
yeah, Sangren's gonna turn back to the people before he addresses. you know, our dear old friend. I say, whatever happens here, we will stand with you till our last.
Mm-hmm.
They all nod and
Yes, I was the last man out of Tombstone, and we saved as many as we could. And I will be the last man out of this town, if it comes to that.
when
But it
Filberto,
won't.
when you look at so Sangun's giving this like impromptu speech. When you look up to Rake, he's like looking down. He like rolls his eyes, shakes his head, and it looks over the enemy field again. It's like sort of like it's like okay,
I mean, Sangard's gonna have his back to these people.
You guys do love your speeches. It's just Rake is not that impressed.
Well, we did an entire season in which none of us said more than 5 words when we were out on a mission.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So
it's pent up oration, guys.
Yeah.
So he says. So Clint O'Mal says. You have 5 minutes.
Sangard's gonna kind of like, look, I don't want to put words in their mouths. It's a bigger town. You give them a little more time.
Okay, so Filberto, where are you looking at Rake right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at Rake.
He gives you a wink.
A wink.
Yeah.
I will look confused, and I will.
Are you gonna point to the cannon like?
Yeah, I'm gonna point.
He just nods.
He said, "Is that a yes? Is that an affirmative nod?"
He just Well, Rake doesn't do anything affirmatively. He just gives you a little nod.
Does he nod up his head up and down?
Yeah, slightly.
Okay, I'm going to shout, "Fire!"
Okay, is this going to be white phosphorus time, or is it going to be?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I believe that is the order.
All right,
yes,
so
exactly.
let me do the rolling for. So we have.
Real awkward in the middle after I just said give us a little more time, will you?
There are 6 barrels there.
No need for rudeness.
There are 6 barrels there. Tell me, there are 4 burning oils and 2 white phosphorus. Which one are you firing first?
I'm gonna throw one. I'm gonna throw one of the white phosphorus straight off. Okay.
So, I'm going to say we need a 4-up to hit. Straight D6.
Oh, God.
Okay, you ready? No, this is me. Yeah. I'm rolling it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, can he help?
No. Ready?
Rip. Oh, shit. Well, at least it's not a crit fail.
No, it's not crit fail. So,
1 success at least.
It arcs over. Well, it's 1d6 for each barrel. So it arcs over. And you can see it sort of breaks up, like the actual force of the throw breaks up the barrel in midair. And so the fire ends up raining down over the army. And you can see the vampire lady doesn't really recognize what it is yet, because it's not touching her. But she just shrugs and goes back and just... It doesn't... White phosphorus in the sky doesn't look that much, do you know what I mean? Like, as it's falling down. So that she's like... She just shrugs. Do you want to do another one?
Yeah, I'm going to load burning oil this time.
Burning oil this time. Alright, let's do it.
Water first. Water.
Or water. We need some... Well, put some water on, then.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll have a water barrel. I'll throw the water barrel.
Water barrel? Okay. So the water barrel goes straight slamming into the wall, right near Sangun, who gets drenched. Like, everyone gets drenched, and the water just goes everywhere. And, like, just douses up. And
Sangard kind of just stops, turns, like that really slow Really?
Are you not just gonna pout and give me the disapproval look?
No. This has gone full parental disapproval.
So are we doing another?
Skipped over to be this is mentor disapproval. We've actually skipped over parental and gone straight to mentor disapproval.
And so you kind of you hear Clint O'Mal saying. I don't know what you people are doing, but now isn't the time for a shower. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should get on with this.
Sangard's gonna kind of turn to them. It's like, I respect that. Let me have a word with the townsfolk here real quick, because there's apparently been some miscommunication.
You have 1 minute. Filberto, are you firing another one?
Yeah, I'm going to throw another. I'm going to throw another water barrel.
Another water barrel.
Because he's going to think I'm just taking a piss at this point.
Okay.
Wait. Dennis is gonna walk up to the wall and say, "Hey, but you do realize that even when you get through this town, you already informed the armies of the Empire, right?"
He just shrugs and says, I don't care. I went into the Dominion, that's all. That's all. A clear path.
Why don't you just go through the sea then?
That would be, just out of character, that would be like a year trip.
Yeah,
Like, it take like
still
a...
be a clean.
Yeah,
it'd be a-
but okay, it's a year trip, but on the other side of the mountains, there's an army waiting.
Yeah.
In the very best case.
He just looks at you and just shakes his head and says, I was a Blackcoat myself, son. If they came running every single time one of us wanted something or needed help, I'd still be a Blackcoat. There's no army there.
Well, wait. So why did you leave the Blackcoats? Because we've heard that
Told
you were
that when
one.
they wanted to kill his crazy vampire girlfriend, the one in the
It's like
overalls.
as Dennis.
She hisses at you as you say that. She like.
Well, no, Sangren would try to like muffle Dennis and just kind of like hold up, like we're trying to stall for time. Just kind of like a.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fire it. I'm not gonna shout out an order. Well,
Would Dennis stop talking if I did that?
So
He would probably start provoking.
So
you could also have just her enlist, like me and the other guy are vampires, instead of trying this whole necromancer rebellion thing.
So
like they let vampires join,
So after so that is two that is two critical fails in a row. So
Will Alberto help aim these things?
So Dennis and
evidently
and
not.
Sangern, you need to guys do a swiftness check to get out the way of this barrel that is coming straight towards your area of the wall.
So glad it's at least water.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thank God. Yeah.
And I failed so hard.
And you get absolutely
wrecked.
You get yeeted off the wall because you hit by a barrel.
Okay, so Dennis, you're over the wall, and you go slamming into the pit, covered in water. In mid sentence, as both you and Sangern are like arguing furiously with this ex Blackcoat because you're so angry at them for leaving the order.
Sangern's trying to stall. And
Sangern, you are halfway over, and you need to grab on. You're gonna need to do a strength check to not, or you can go down and help Dennis out. One of the two.
I mean, I could probably just try to hang on the wall and give him a perch to climb on. I think would be my.
Okay.
I don't want us both all the way over.
Okay.
So I'll roll strength to just hold on.
Right. So several things happen at once. They've now seen two of you ready to be skewered on the edge of this wall. So, Filberto, you've seen both of them go over the wall.
Yeah.
What do you do? Are you like panicking now and saying, okay, we need to fire these at the enemy to try and make sure that we can keep them away from them, or are you?
I'm gonna keep firing.
Okay.
Now that the water deployed close enough, I think I'm just gonna lob the burning oil.
So we have 3 left. 1 burning oil.
Yeah.
All right. Lovely.
Boom!
Roll. Are we going for another one? 1d6. Are we going for another one?
Yeah, sure.
You have 1 white phosphorus and 1 burning oil.
Well, does it not ignite the white phosphorus that's already there? Does that not ignite?
Oh yeah, it does, but it depends how many you want to send over, because it's not going to...
I'm gonna throw another... I'll throw another white phosphorus. I'll throw more fuel onto the fire.
All right, there we go. Let's hope it's not a 1. Oh shit.
God.
Oh, how do I do it again?
He's trying to build up the suspense.
You need to put a space in
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, that shouldn't just count. Come on.
Come on.
So,
Sangren is the one on top, so it should hit him more.
So,
I mean, after the 2 shots directly at the wall, you'd think they'd at least aim up a little.
Yeah.
So, All right. So.
I mean, Filiberto is there to say, hey,
Yeah.
hey, you know how you're pointing
I will
directly
be like
at
aim,
the wall.
yeah, little to the left.
All right. Okay. So. I will let you. I will let you. Okay. How about this? Here's a devil's bargain.
Okay.
The white phosphorus that is already in the air.
Yeah.
From your first shot.
Yeah.
Will blow backwards onto the city.
Yeah.
But I will give you a reroll on this shot. Or you can leave the shot as it is. The shot will go ploughing straight into the wall, but all of the white phosphorus that is released will blow over the incoming army.
I'll take that option.
Okay, so you're going right into the wall where all your men are, and where Sangern and Dennis are, just so you know.
I mean, we're on the opposite side of the wall, so...
Okay. So...
The wall might shield you, ironically.
So now I'm going to have to ask, because this could be a kill, so I'm going to have to ask Sangern, do a swiftness roll for me, please. Because you see this thing coming, and you can see that some white powder, spinning out of it as it's coming straight towards you, straight towards the wall. You need to drop down. Or think of anything else that you want to do.
Can I add a point for my perception?
Yes.
Alright. Let me see how I roll, and then... Okay, so that's really good.
You can choose either to try and dive out the way altogether, but it's going to be really difficult, and you have to do another swiftness roll. If you fail, big damage. Or you can go down to the bottom of the pit and cover yourself up as best you can, and try and...
Yeah, I mean, I think our best bet is to drop and is to kind of drop into an area with fewer spikes, or at least, where I can have the spikes hit the large blade on my back.
Mm-hmm. So.
And cover myself in Dennis.
Cover yourself in Dennis.
No, if you want to be on top, that's wrestling. That's a wrestling role.
Not with myself and Dennis.
Oh, cover yourself with you.
That's a big difference.
Guys.
Okay.
Guys.
Just like holding him up and like, yeah, you just all right, so
you're fine, right? You've got those ferrite chains. You've got
the barrel goes straight in, and so Sangern drops, hammers in there. You guys cover up as best you can. The barrel explodes into the back of the wall. Men are screaming and burning and diving everywhere to try and put these flames out, but they're not going out. But the white phosphorus goes colliding straight over onto the incoming army. The vampire lady that you can see is screaming and clawing at her own face as she is just completely engulfed in flames. Whereas Clint is essentially, you can see that he's got his hand up, and he is there's some sort of barrier around him, just shielding him. But you can see he's chosen to put all of his energy into shielding himself. He doesn't give a fuck about the vampire lady.
Can I try to throw my fancy grenade, shake it and throw it, the one that explodes when it mixes at his feet?
They are technically close enough, but you will be taking a lot more damage from the phosphorus if you do that.
Let's go!
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Alrighty.
I mean,
smells like chicken.
Alrighty. Let's do it.
A simple strength roll or strength and something else?
Strength and... Let's just go for strength this time around.
I do have also, I guess, okay, so just strength, so... 80... So that's
right.
1, 2, 3 successes.
So, which one do you want to hit? You might not be able to get through the kinetic barrier, but you will be able to hit the vampire lady.
I assumed I was aiming for the guy's legs, so if he's aiming from the phosphorus, which is up in the air, I do imagine his legs would be less shielded.
Yeah.
So that's where I was aiming, straight for O'Mal's legs.
So, it goes off, and what I can only describe as a small nuclear explosion occurs. The vampire lady is yeeted out of existence. She literally screams, and you can see all of the flesh melting from her bones, until she's just a skeleton, kind of like a Terminator, and then even that's just like blown away. Clint is blown backwards, like literally upwards in the air and backwards into the midst of his own army, to which he, the undead horde now on rushes. It's burning. They're not feeling it, but it's burning. You now have an undead army that is definitely losing numbers, but is now slamming straight into trying to slam straight into the wall and bury you all in corpses. So now, Filberto, you have one barrel left.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Boiling oil, I think it was.
Yeah, boiling oil.
I guess given that I can already.
Phosphorus as well.
No, I threw that.
One
That was...
phosphorus.
We had 2 phosphorus.
Yeah, you got rid of both phosphoruses.
Yeah, so it's literally a boiling oil. I'm gonna say, given everything's already on fire, I don't know what more we need.
Okay.
I mean, you can aim further back.
Yeah, I might do that. I might aim further back.
Okay.
Can
I'm gonna
fire
gesture.
this himself and actually aim it up?
So yeah, if you're going further back, a 1 won't slam it into everyone in the wall. So.
Well, what the?
I don't know
You
what.
guys really want us to just kill ourselves in a circus trick this time around?
So it goes straight into the air, and slams in. I'm gonna say before the wall. So it still hits a load of your own guys, but it's not quite as devastating as it was last time. A few of the guys around you, Filberto, immediately start dismantling the artillery. A lot of people are not going to like us after this, so let's just get rid of the evidence. And they start hacking it apart.
To be fair, this wasn't all Filiberto. It was just that last one.
Yeah. So.
Discount people shot themselves. It was not impressive.
So.
I was gonna then head toward the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
What wall? There is no wall.
There is no wall now. It is.
Whatever.
It's just a
head
pit.
toward the pit.
Yeah, there's a pit. Yeah. So everybody is pulling back from the wall because obviously there are men on fire. The tombstone guys, though, they've come down from the actual alcove where they were sniping, and now they're firing at anything trying to climb up the wall. They've run to the top. And they're hammering things down. So, right, guys, the bottom.
With the rocket launcher.
Let's take some. Yeah, he's going to be firing that in a minute. Let's take some damage from the white phosphorus. So.
I thought the white phosphorus blew further away from the wall.
It did, but you're still going to get hit. Like his choice was to let it waft over you guys, or let it waft towards the town. But he gets the hit with his second barrel, and his choice was to let it waft over you guys. So you're not getting the full hit, but you're going to get. It is. There are 2 vampires in the midst of white phosphorus, and lots of people are on fire. If you guys are not panicking and nearly dead, I would not be doing the GMing very well. So let us do. How much armor do you guys have, just so I can add it to this and I know what I'm doing?
I should have 6.
6.
I should have. I don't actually know because I did actually not have it updated from when I just had the normal chains.
Mm-hmm.
My iron chains gave me 5.
Okay.
But I didn't have it ever updated to the ferrite chains.
Okay. So.
And we did talk about during the last session.
So how much? You actually need to tell me how much.
Let's call it 7 for the ferrite change.
Okay.
Yeah, and we did talk about trying to set up some actual armor from the scrap. From all the scrap metals and such that we brought back, including the scraps of armor.
We did, but if we didn't, I can't think of everything. So if we didn't remember that, we didn't do it. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So right now that puts him at 6 then.
Okay. So keep that in mind for a later date. So, as the white phosphorus lands and comes down, it mainly hits your guys' legs, but it's still fucking painful. How much HP do you guys have actually going into it as well?
I got 16, just
Wow.
2 times high stat.
18, but
How many does Sangun have?
12.
12. Right. So,
He's
for
actually pretty evenly split. He's got 644 right now.
so we're gonna be after all of your armor, you're both gonna take 11 damage.
Dang.
Well,
So,
So I got 5 HP left.
Dennis, you're on 5. Sangun, you're on 1.
yep.
And I'm assuming you can see now why that would have been might have been an instant death if it would have actually touched you guys, because your damage is doubled because you're vampires and you don't like flames. So
Yep.
right, Filberto has run to the top of the wall of the mound. I'm guessing you're firing down into the expanse.
I'm gonna, because I know that I'm somewhat immune to the zombies. I'm gonna try to go for Clint O'Mal.
Okay, you're gonna just go through them.
Yeah.
Right, cool. That's very clever. So you dive down, and you can see like these two groaning vampires on the floor, and you just like walk straight past them, straight for the zombies. They're not touching you, really.
Yeah.
They're just going by you and not really that bothered about you.
Yeah.
So you do that. Your friends are on the floor, and the zombies are about to literally come down and tear you guys to shreds. And you see a red cloak just fall down onto the floor in front of you, and a furry shape just not slam down, but like pirouette down. You see several silver streaks that nearly blind you in the winter sun, as body parts start sort of flopping to the floor, and bisected bodies start bending over backwards and hammering down onto the deck, as Rake stands in front of you in all his furry glory, with a sword in hand, cleaving things in twain, cleaving these zombies in twain. You are saved for now. You're going to have to get up for Dennis and Sangun and make a very quick decision on what you want to do next. Because he will get tired eventually or overwhelmed.
Makes sense. For like, the smart decision is to get back onto the wall. So for now, Dennis will
Well, the
bolt
wall's
it
on
to get
fire,
away
isn't
from.
it?
The wall is on fire.
So
Yeah.
for now he bolts it sideways because the army is coming towards the wall. So if he goes just 90 degrees sideways, he can run at least for a bit.
Yeah.
So
There will be a
let's
few
bolt
zombies
it.
that you need to attack that are going to get around Rake that way, in your way.
Yeah.
So, do as many as you can. Do as many attacks as you can. Treat it like a full combat round.
Remember how attack number works, honestly. I think it was tied to speed, so I think I still have just one attack. So
I thought you just got because it got changed in the last update. It was you either can you move and attack. You get 2 actions: a move and attack, or 2 attacks. Or 2
Yeah, but I wanted to run, so I imagine that I do use my move for that.
Show moving and attacking. Okay.
So okay, I have 8 strength and 4 in swordsman, so 12d6.
Sweet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
All right, let's roll for the zombies. Not that good. So yeah, you're managing to parry them, or they're hitting, bouncing off your armor, and you're taking down a few as they're coming in. The guys from the Defiers now dying down, and the first few brave souls from Singsong are now diving in and trying to help, but their morale is pretty low because they've just seen their own artillery basically kill a load of their own men. So they're there and they're trying to help as much as they can. They're putting down the fires on top of the wall to try and get you guys out of there. Filberto, you are going straight towards Clint O'Mal, and finally you get to the edge, and you break through the last of these hundreds and hundreds of corpses, and you can finally see him. He's like crouched on the floor, holding his side, and he looks up at you, and he looks with his one good eye. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna be like nothing personal, kid, and just.
Is he older than you?
Sorry, that was a meme.
Are we back in 2011?
and I was just going to. I'm going to put an explosive round through his current eye that isn't currently a bullet.
Okay, you're going to try and.
He's going to be very awkward.
You're going to try and grapple him. Okay.
I was just going to put a bullet. I'm just going to shoot him.
You're going to shoot him? Go for it. Yeah. Go for it. And he will try and shoot you.
With explosive.
Okay. Whoops.
Blow this guy's brains out.
So, how many successes did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so.
Don't force also count for him, so that would be more than 4.
Force count for Filiberto, right?
Yeah. So he gets 7 and the other guy gets 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you can tell you grazed him with that shot, but you do have another round in the chamber. But he will also get to fire at you as well. But you definitely, he's only going to get 8 d6 this time because he's on the back foot. So you're both going to have to fire again. I'll wait for you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you've got. Okay, I'm looking for 4s. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you blast him backwards.
Yeah.
And his head rocks back. And the bullet doesn't go through his other eye, but it goes through his throat. And it leans backwards and he like slams into the floor. And he's just like...
Does it not blow out his throat?
Yeah, he's trying to speak. The zombies are still coming though. So as you lean down, you're gonna plug him some more.
Yeah, I am. I'm just gonna keep unloading.
Yeah. He as you're firing into him, he keeps trying to like crawl away, like and then eventually he stops moving as you like plug one through his eye. He stops moving.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to sprinkle him with holy... I still had some holy water. So
yeah, you can sprinkle it. Nothing really happens. So, the zombies keep coming, though. There are about 700 of them. Singsong's done. I mean, if we're looking at it now, look from a tactical appraisal, you're being told by Rake as he's going, he's like, guys, he's everyone's fighting now. He comes back to you, Dennis, as you're like on the floor, like sort of like you're fighting things off with one arm. He's like, we need to leave. This is not doable.
First all the fancy speeches out of the window.
Can I blow the? Can I pick up the horn?
Yeah.
Can I blow the horn?
Sure. Nothing happens.
Interesting.
Yeah, nothing happens. But yeah, you do blow the horn. So, Sangun.
Dennis used some sort of his vampire sensing to try... Because if the undead are still coming, then there needs to be another source of magic. Can I try sensing the other source?
You certainly can. I want to go to Sangun first, though.
Okay.
Sangun, you have your 1 HP left. You're in a bad way. You're in a very bad way.
I mean, Sangun was going to try to... what I wanted to do was, if there were any of the actual bandits that were left interspersed with the zombie horde...
I'm just going to roll for the rockets. Hang on. He'd probably aim them... Yeah, okay. So he aims them... These rockets coming towards the back of the horde, towards Clint O'Mal, because he can't see what's going on, but he knows around about where he is, because of all the smoke. Alright, so, 2 rockets find their mark. Filberto, do a swiftness roll for me, please.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is good. That is very good.
You are blown... Like these 2 rockets hammer into the ground nearby. So the body of Clint O'Mal is thrown into the air, and his arms blown off, and you're blown backwards into the sands, and you take after your armor 9 damage.
Okay.
So you're slammed into the ground. Pretty, worse for wear. Sangern, back to you. Back to your turn. Go for it.
Yeah, I was saying that if there were any of the bandits interspersed with the zombies, I was going to try to fight my way towards them to try to, drink a little bit to help recover a bit of health. If not, then I was just going to, fight with Ray to just, fight our way back towards the town.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you're going to get the gun blade out, I'm guessing, and you're going to town.
Were there any bandits?
There are, but the ones that you can see are running away. There's only about 20 of them left, and those guys are of same mind. They're out of here. They've had enough.
Yeah. So I guess like a fighting retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use a couple of the shells, like my first 2 swipes, just to get the gun a little heated up as it's.
Alrighty. So off you go. So you know what to roll. It's strength for your firing the gun. It's quite a powerful one.
So, hold on. 9 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, would I get the giant or?
No.
Okay.
You're still trying to aim the thing rather than.
Yeah. So it's 11d6 with the.
We should ask Tobias if he's got any more toys.
A bit late for that.
We don't really have time to ask.
No.
And for this one, I guess I'll get the rage field for the damage on this first attack. But here's my first attack.
That's gonna be a lot of damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
You're just plugging away all of this ammo, just bang, bang. That's 7 shots out of the 8.
Yeah, I was gonna do 2. I was gonna do 2. The first 2 shots. Use it just to get it heated up and save it in case something big comes my way.
Okay.
So with that, that's a lot of damage, and and with the rage field, well, I guess that would just be the first attack. So one zombie I think just got turned to a gray mist. Can I attack as I retreat, or is it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, yeah,
zombies are falling. Zombies are falling by the wayside. You can still hear the echoing sound of the horn coming off the walls. Okay. So 2 things happen. You can hear the sound of the horn echoing off the walls, and you are literally Darth Mauling this gun blade and just slicing through dozens and dozens of these zombies. And in fact, Dennis is shanking them and looking over. But as you look over Dennis, you're thinking, I can beat this guy in a fist fight, but I do not want to fucking. He literally just the whole lines of them just wham, wham, just going down as you're going backwards.
Hopefully, I'm helping the morale of the situation.
Well, everyone's fighting, but everyone, the town behind you's gone eerily, strangely quiet. But as you're facing forward, you're pretty much okay. But the sound of the horn is still echoing off of the canyon walls, and you feel a sudden huge gust of wind just
fuck. God damn it, God damn it, Filiberto.
Just fan everything, so all the flames go up a little bit higher, and this thing slams into the back of the undead horde, and in front of you, Filiberto, as you're climbing, as you're getting back up again, you can see this dragon is really, really fucking pissed off that people are on its territory again, and it's looking around, and it's trying to find the source of what the hell is going on, and he eats Clint O'Mal. It literally chews him in half, and literally just rags him and just swallows him, and then turns around to the undead horde, which starts very slowly to just drop. They start to drop, one by one. and eventually he goes over to the charred bones of the vampire mistress, and you can see like the dragon almost like clenches his massive fist, which is the side of a Humvee, and just smashes the bones into nothing, and all the rest of the corpses just drop straight away, just all drop. And he looks out, and you can see like the fire breath start to build in its maw as it looks at you all. Doesn't look at Filberto, but looking at from Filberto's point of view, he's seeing his friends about to die, essentially.
Yeah.
And you hear behind you, "Disperse this fucking rabble!" And you hear gunshots and artillery shots just hammering in to the side of this dragon. You can see several gouts of flame just pouring onto the dragon, who is visibly fucking, okay, I'm out. It backs away, like it sort of like whines and backs away, and really wants to like charge, but thinks better of it and says no. Just thinks, and he turns back around, and before he goes, you can see one lancing bit of light just come barreling out towards it and hammering it into the back as it just sort of limps away and comes down, and then starts to climb and climb and climb as it flies away from the battlefield. And you guys turn around, and you can see Swan is standing there. One part of his moustache is singed a little bit, and you can see from his cane, the lower half of his cane is smoking and glowing, and there are about 80 to 90 Blackcoats there, and about 50 to 60 cannon labourers and people like that, and there's even a Gatling gun there, all smoking. And he says, he just looks down and says, "You lot have got into another fucking mess, I see." And that's...
Can Dennis pretend he's knocked out?
Yeah.
Because this is not something he wants to deal with right now. Just pretend he's knocked out.
He just says...
I'm not going to believe my eyes of what I've just seen.
He just says, "I gave you one fucking job." And he just... And he just shakes his head and says, "There will be consequences," as he walks away.
Sangren is has been like standing like, because he's like in so close to like dying and been fighting for a minute, and he just kind of like, still holding his weapon, just kind of like, "Yes, sir," and then just falls face down.
So like, as you look to your side, Raker's there like holding his side, and he like grimacing. He looks over to you and says, "Your boss is kind of an asshole." And that's where we'll leave the session this time around.
That's a no, you don't say.
Understatement of the century.
So you
to be
all...
fair, he has to deal with us.
You all...
He screwed up really bad, admittedly.
That didn't go well. You were... And let me just get on my little graph here.
I mean, that wasn't all our fault, though.
No, it was
somebody had a lot.
The RNG had a lot to do with it. Yeah.
The battle for the tombstone was a heroic last stand. This one was a comedy routine.
Yeah, this was RNG's saying fuck
you.
Yeah.
You guys already had your heroics last stand. Now we're doing Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you did a lot of damage to so in this battle, I had 10 pips, and if those ran out, you would die essentially. You got down to 1 pip.
Shit.
So yeah, like you started at 8 because the preparations weren't as good as they could have been. They were pretty good, but they weren't as good as you have done in the past. They were on 8, and then we went down to 5 with the artillery, and then some more artillery went down to 4. And as the battle went on, you guys are rolling to fight the zombies. It was going down and down and down until finally The dragon was always going to show up at some point, obviously. But yeah, like that was close. That was a close one.
Yeah.
That was a close one. But you all do get 2 points to put into any core stat that you wish.
Lovely, because while I appreciate all of this mind and swiftness I've gained, I do
Okay.
definitely need some more health.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go strength because health is king.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe 1 strength on mind. Yeah.
and you
that
are going
seems
to get 1 point to put into anything, any skill, but nothing ranged for Filberto, because the performance of that artillery was shocking at best.
Can I at least get some points in explosives, however?
Yes, you can. You can have a point in explosive if you wish. And everyone else can just put 1 into whenever you want.
Okay, I think I'll put mine in Devil Blood then.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna just keep upping this gunblade.
But that was very close.
That makes sense.
That was actually closer than the dragon fight at the end of the last season. That was a lot closer.
Yep, because
the,
I can't.
the dice were not on our side.
No, RNGesus was fucking me over.
Yes.
I'm
You?
almost surprised you don't.
You?
Well, yeah.
You
shot
were
us.
the ones trying to kill us. Like this is gonna have consequences, young
Yep.
man.
Yep. Wow, we're gonna be like parents now.
So, our next session will deal with you guys heading through the mountains. And then once we've done that, that'll be the first hour. Once we've done that, we'll go back to New Corinth and we'll deal with the fallout of what's been going on. And how things have changed in the whole winter you spent away, because spring is on the way now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm really glad that I took the time to make sure my bar could run more or less self-sufficient while I wasn't there.
yes,
Yeah.
you did kind
I
of
do
disappear
hope
for a
that-
long time.
I do
I
hope
mean,
the kids from the orphanage figured out how to keep themselves running, because I mean there was a lot of money left for them to run it, but
To be
how
fair,
well they
like,
did it,
What
To be
about
fair-
the super weed farm?
that's true.
they probably spent it all on candy, didn't they?
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Blackcoats are known for disappearing for long periods of time, so it's not as if, they're going to be like, huh? Like, where is it? Yeah. They don't know you're Blackcoats, but, like,
aren't gonna worry.
yeah, they're not going to be that.
At
Well,
least say we did well for killing the vampire lady and the guy once won.
Well, they don't
First
know
you
about
bitch
the
too much.
vampire lady that well, or they don't know that we
They
just
do know.
killed
They
him.
do know that he deserted because he wanted to be with her. That's like official information for as far as I know.
That'll happen in the debrief. That'll be like, look, all of this happened, but we did kill a necromancer and his vampire mistress.
I think
Yeah.
we delayed his supplies. We delayed his whole invasion multiple times.
he did kind
Like,
of say succeed or don't come back. When last time we saw him just before Christmas, so
And to be honest, we haven't come back, so.
We didn't come back.
No. He told us to not screw up, and that was the only rule.
yeah,
He said
And we
if you get
definitely did
caught,
screw up.
he did say if you get caught, don't come back. We
We
didn't,
didn't
get caught.
No,
No.
we didn't get caught. We killed every single person who knew we were there.
Yeah.
Technically,
technically you
the
did, yeah.
dragon killed everyone. Well, no,
Even the,
yeah.
even the dragon is dead.
Well, the dragon's not dead. The dragon fucked off.
No, didn't they artillery shoot him just now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
he
it
didn't get-
survived.
Ah, the
Yeah,
land.
he got more irritated than anything.
It's impressive that sort of thing wouldn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, remember this dragon's like half a mountain.
True.
It's just.
Well, I'm glad
yeah.
it went off and didn't kill us all then.
Yeah,
So,
but, we did not get caught.
that is the end of this session. I will let you all go and recover. And next week we will be handling the fallout. So we'll see you then.
Literally.
So I did have a question.
Yeah.
For the changes in the rules that are happening, is that going to affect our campaign, or is that just for future?
Just the law.
campaign?
It was just the law. That was it. There's no changes to the
Yeah.
rules.
No more canite weapons, no more fancy soul stuff.
No more fancy
Well,
soul stuff. But
I'm just wondering how it changes like the whole breaking of the world kind of situation that happened because of the K-Knight technology in your.
so
original
yeah,
law.
I mean that kind of stuff's over your guys' heads. Like, all you know is the way the world is right now. That stuff did still happen. with demons and shit. But that's how everything got fucked up, is the demons, and the demons are still there. So
More the demons coming in than us bringing the demons to us.
no, that happened hundreds of years ago at this point. So
Okay.
so yeah. So but yeah, Kanak technology is not a thing yet.
Well, with Tobias around.
Well, if you read the lore, that's all I'm saying.
I did when you first gave it to us.
Yeah. So if you look over it again, you'll know why Kanak technology isn't there just yet.
All right.
But we shall see. We shall see. So, yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Cheers.
All right.
Have a good one.
Right.
Right. So that is session 5 of season 2. Sorry, it's been a little while. Life has been getting in the way. General busyness. But that was really, really fun. Can't wait for next time. Should be absolutely, absolutely cool. And so next time is session 6. And we are into the second half. A very important second half of Blackcoats season 2. So, see you guys then. Have a good one. Love you a long time. See ya.